Why do rich and famous people develop habits that seem completely insane to everyone else? Kesha carries a piece of the placenta saved from her birth inside a necklace. Adele has a piece of chewing gum once chewed by Celine Dion, framed and displayed in her home. Yes, actual chewing gum, on a wall. To them, these things have meaning. But those two are only the beginning. Some are understandable, some are ridiculously excessive. And each one gets harder to explain. So let's begin inside Floyd Mayweather's underwear drawer, where apparently nothing got a second chance. Back in 2013, Floyd Mayweather was at the height of his money era, and apparently even his laundry lived like a champion. He wore boxer shorts once before discarding them. That is one man who took always wear clean underwear far beyond anything our mothers intended. Who knows, maybe the world might be a better place if more men wore clean boxers, but following Mayweather's footsteps would have many men around the world filing for bankruptcy. He also traveled with a personal barber despite keeping his head shaved, because apparently almost no hair still requires full-time technical support. Can you imagine that his luxury cars were organized by city, white cars in Las Vegas, nearly identical black cars in Miami? Most people use a phone map to remember where they are. Floyd looked into the driveway, although sometimes even a superstar forgets to install the most basic convenience of all, a bathroom. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson urinates in used water bottles during some workouts. It's crazy co's imagine a workout buddy like Kevin Hart mistaking it for an energy drink. Before you cancel bottled water forever, there is a reason. Some of the intense private gyms he trains in do not have bathrooms. When he needs to go during a long workout, the nearest empty bottle gets promoted to bathroom status. Most people see no restroom and choose another gym. The Rock sees it as an opportunity to improvise, and The Rock is not the only celebrity using heat to make life more comfortable. Kim Kardashian just applies it to diamonds. Kim Kardashian blow-dries her jewelry before wearing it because she cannot stand the feeling of cold metal. And when an outfit is covered in crystals, her team warms the entire outfit before she puts it on. Most of us experience 1 second of cold jewelry, make a small, unhappy noise, and continue with life. Kim assembled a climate-controlled apartment for a necklace. She has even described putting a blow-dryer on low inside her bed for warmth, an idea best left to a celebrity team because hair dryers and bedding are not famous for their healthy relationship. Nobody enjoys cold metal. Kim just has the staff and electrical appliances to fight back, and if the inconvenience cannot be heated, Snoop Dogg may simply put it on payroll. Snoop Dogg, a man well known for burning trees, employed a full-time professional blunt roller. The pay was around $40,000 to $50,000 a year, plus travel, clothes, expenses, and at least one workplace benefit human resources probably struggled to spell out. The employee's real skill was timing, knowing when another blunt would be needed before Snoop had to ask. Most assistants manage calendars. This one managed the space between Snoop's fingers. Then inflation arrived. When the old salary circulated online in 2022, Snoop said the roller had already received a raise. Rich people do not always spend extravagantly. Sometimes they avoid an ordinary expense by choosing a solution only a rich person could call economical. Oprah Winfrey travels with her own bread and avocados grown on her own property. Her explanation was beautifully simple. She thought it was ridiculous to pay for avocados. Most people save money by waiting for a grocery store sale. Oprah appears to have looked at the price tag and said, "Fine, I'll control production." Oprah can afford any avocado on earth. She still hates paying for one. No one proves that better than a legendary investor who can judge billion-dollar companies, but still lets the stock market decide which McDonald's sandwich he deserves. Warren Buffett has long been known for drinking Coca-Cola and eating a surprisingly childlike menu. He once said roughly 1/4 of his calories came from Coke, about 5 cans a day. But his documented McDonald's routine is even better. He described choosing among 3 breakfast prices. If he felt less prosperous, especially when the market was down, he bought the cheapest option. A stronger morning could unlock the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. This was a billionaire adjusting breakfast by 56 cents because Wall Street had hurt his feelings. Billions of dollars entered the account. The old habits refused to leave. And Dolly Parton has one habit that never even goes to sleep. Dolly Parton leaves her makeup on at night, then washes it off in the morning before applying it again. Her reasons include being ready if illness, an ambulance, an earthquake, a tornado, or some other emergency forces her outside after dark. That just has to be a stressful way to live. I'd hate to be her pillow. The storm may destroy the roof, but it will not catch Dolly without eyeliner. Health experts may object to sleeping in makeup. Dolly's response essentially is that other people should stop telling Dolly Parton how to be Dolly Parton. Leave her be, she's got so much on her face as it is, sorry, on her plate. If your neighbor sleeps in full stage makeup, you ask questions. If Dolly does it, it becomes part of the legend. But no celebrity on this list has turned personal legend into physical architecture quite like Nicolas Cage. In New Orleans' St. Louis Cemetery, number 1 stands a white pyramid about 9 feet tall. It was built for Nicolas Cage's eventual burial. The pyramid carries this Latin phrase, meaning everything from one. Cage has never publicly given a definitive explanation for the design, leaving the internet alone with Nicolas Cage, a mysterious tomb, and far too much free time. Most people prepare for the future with life insurance. Cage prepared for the afterlife with production design. Who knows, he could be a descendant of Pharaoh, and the pyramid is not even his strangest confirmed purchase. Cage once owned a rare two-headed snake. A two-headed snake? I know people like that, but hey, back to the video. Feeding his snake required placing a spatula between the two heads so they would not fight over the same meal. He eventually donated it to a zoo. We all know someone who belongs in a zoo. So why do rich and famous people do such bizarre things? Maybe they are not stranger than the rest of us. They just have enough money to act on every strange little preference, and enough status that nobody nearby says, "Please stop." Money does not create every strange impulse. It just gives the impulse a budget.